Jake Paul, Anderson Silva, October 29th in Arizona. I am your host, the Jewish Darling, the Soundboard God, Jacob Koopman here for Gloves Up, episode 9. And we got to talk about Anderson Silva and Jake Paul, man. They're going up against each other. The biggest test of Jake Paul's career. And by the way, just a little side note, I like that I could say that about everyone that Jake Paul has fought and every match that he's had to go into. That speaks to Jake Paul's plan, and I don't think enough people give him credit for that. I want to talk about my overall thoughts and predictions on the bout, so let's get into it. First off, Anderson Silva will be the most mobile man that Jake Paul has ever fought. I've said in past videos, and I stand by it still, that Jake Paul has chosen guys based off of their immobility, their inability to move, cut angles, dart in and out, and those are two things, amongst other things, that Anderson Silva does incredibly well. So this is going to be a big step up in competition for Jake. Now, Anderson Silva is roughly the same age as most of the other guys that Jake Paul has fought. In fight terms, and I guess in athlete terms, he is a dinosaur, he is a fossil, but he moves very, very well, and it seems that he has power. It seems like he's been keeping himself in shape. He's been training his two sons, and he's still light on his feet. He still has knockout power. He's knocked out Tito Ortiz. He's knocked out several guys. And listen, Anderson Silva looks real good. Low body fat percentage. I'm watching the video now. Man, wow. And now he's going against the problem child, which has power of his own. Listen, Jake has, except for that Tyron Woodley fight, which I think was a little bit of a fluke, Jake has gotten better and better and better. Anderson Silva is going to present a lot of issues in the sense that he's not going to be a stationary target for Jake to get going on. Whenever Jake gets really hesitant with his shots, it's because he's either expecting something back or he's doing too much mental math with the way that he fights. So with Anderson Silva, I feel like it's going to be a similar issue. I mean, Anderson Silva also, I feel like, pressures the best out of any opponent that we've seen fight Jake Paul. And while Jake's not the best with hitting moving targets, he still manages to kind of corral guys into one particular part of the ring and work. Something in my mind tells me Silva's not going to necessarily go for that, and something else in my mind tells me he's probably going to cut corners, fire back, cut off angles, make Jake sweat. This is going to be... This one, I think, also, out of all of Jake Paul's fights, has the biggest inclination to end via knockout. I actually posed a question, an Instagram sticker on my story, and I asked a lot of people what they thought the outcome of the fight was going to be, and everyone thought UD for Anderson Silva. And one guy, which I'll get to, thought that it doesn't make a lot of sense for Jake's narrative. I actually completely disagree, though I respect his opinion. I think this is perfect for Jake's narrative because it's a step up in mobility, it's a step up in competition, it's a step up in pedigree for his opponent, and it also opens up a ton of more questions if he's able to beat Anderson. But yes, I see this being a firefight. I see it being technical. I don't know. Anderson seems to be better everywhere. Jake Paul's talented. Don't get me wrong. I'd give him the nod in terms of power, but in the way that Anderson pressures and the way that he puts stuff together, combinations, the fluidity, his footwork, the way he cuts angles, I don't know. This is going to be... This is the first time going into a fight with Jake Paul, and you can give me as much shit as you want to about this take in the comments. I think this is the first time going into a fight that I seriously doubt that Jake Paul is going to get a win. Another thing that I wanted to ask you guys is, how do you think the build-up to this fight's going to go? The press conferences, all that stuff. Because Jake Paul's already shown respect to the Spider. He says, respect to a legend, but I have to exterminate him. And on Anderson's side, he's usually pretty cerebral in his press conferences. We've seen guys push him to the brink and get him a little bit animated and angry, but for the most part, he's much more of your prototypical martial artist. Very calm, collected, smooth. So do you think that Jake Paul is going to try his usual tricks here, trying to be a B-Tech Conor McGregor in the way that he talks, or do you think it's going to be a much more oddly respectful type of affair like we saw with Conor and Cowboy? But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I think we'll see a respectful Anderson Silva plow through Jake Paul via knockout. But let me know what you guys think. See you in the next one. Peace.